Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. This is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Trading Floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander Newsom, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. My friends, family, fans, and followers from around the world, what is up? Josh says, hello, amazing people. We're here. Jeff, what's going on? Another Jeff, what's going on? Albert, how are you? Mike says, what a crazy day. Yeah, man, that was wild. Robin says, happy Wednesday. Holy smokes, I legitimately forgot today was Wednesday. Oh, man, I have no idea what's going on. So much wildness going on out there. But it was a Wednesday. It was spelled with an I, in fact. Nice, cute little day. So pretty stoked about that. Let's go talk about it. Edward Lynn locked in some good gains. A lot of people locked in some good gains today. And I'm very interested to see what's going to happen. Really, I'm going to do I more or less have to keep today's session at exactly an hour. So I'm going to do my absolute best. I'm going to go really fast today. Listen closely. Obviously, I'm recording it. Take a lot of notes, but there's so much to cover in only 1 hour. Number one, I am in cash today. Obviously, we hit the target, and I told you guys there's no way I'm going to call the top. I'm not. I know that for sure. But going forward, if I'm going to play things bullish, because we can easily continue higher. I know that sounds crazy, but when parabolic moves get going, they can really go for a while. So being in cash, what I'm going to do is just create nimble positions. What that means is most of the trades I'll take from here will be absolute zero, out of the money, 1 to 2 months, debit spreads. That's going to be how I'm going to be playing most of the trades that I'll be getting into with options. So, Amazon, SPY, AYX, whatever. Everything that I sold that I want to get back into, I'm going to be doing some out of the money debit spreads. So an example would be when the SPY broke out of the high of today and then retested. So right here, when we retested this pattern right there, I bought 360 call options expiring regular September and sold the 364 call options expiring in September and then sold those right there. And it was a small gain, wasn't anything crazy. But that's how I'll be playing it, because really you're able to decrease the risk overall. So it's not a massive exposure. It's call options. So if the market absolutely, and when the market drops, you don't get just taken to the woodshed with your shares, and you can control your risk a little bit. But if we just keep going parabolic, you actually are able to cap in nice little gains as well. So just something to keep in mind. That's probably what I'll be doing on a lot of these trades, because September is just getting started. And the ironic part is, even though we're already up 2.5% in the month of September, when we're parabolic, we can keep going for a while. So I am in cash on everything, and I will be setting up limit buys and put sales and all that kind of good stuff. But it really doesn't have to be immediately. I mean, what's it going to do? This and just go higher? Sure. So the big positions, right? Like the SPY and the Apples and the Teslas and the Square. My plan is just to kind of give it some time, let it really retest, be a little bit more on the patient side. And I'm looking for being back fully invested if the SPY comes back down into this realm, which is about 340, give or take. So it could be, September, it could be October. I will be patient. If you're like, how long will I be in cash? One thing you must understand, my friends, this is a very overworked fallacy, is like, oh, if my cash sits there, I'm not making any money. What? Right? It doesn't have to be invested. You don't have to make money every month to make money every year as well. So keep that in mind. Like, I don't mind having some cash ready to pounce. The real estate market is really weird. The stock market's really weird. I'm kind of starting to stockpile some cash and just being ready for something to occur. I will absolutely be day trading all the time. Okay. I'll still be day trading like a maniac. I will be doing swing trades. I'll be doing a lot of debit spreads. If I can find something that's beat up, we'll play those beat up trades. But go back to the advanced class if you need a refresher on how to do debit spreads. But I will be going back through and doing a lot of those, and that's kind of my plan. The Qs, I mean, the crazy part is, yes, it could keep going. So if we gap up and start going higher, it can go higher. When things get really, really parabolic, they can scream for a bit before they kind of crumble. And I don't think that we're going to have necessarily like one of these candles, right? I personally think we're going to chop around and have a little bit of a dip, and that'll pretty much be it. And it'll be a lot smaller than people want. And here's the thing. There's tons and tons of people out there who want a pullback in the market. So that's why I think that it won't pull back as far as they expect it to. But it'll be really interesting to play it out and just be nimble. And I don't think this is going to happen, but let's just say I'm fully 100% in cash. And I don't make any large investments until November 1st. And all I do is day trade and just make short-term cash flow. I'm fine with that. I'm totally cool. And then after the election, I'll do some bull put spreads. I'll do some put sales. I'll buy some shares. I'll put some stocks. Maybe a new setup will happen. Maybe something will look good. Maybe we'll trade sideways for a while and I'll get back in. The other thing to keep in mind, at least for me, is if I sell here and then the market does this, which it probably will, and then we come back down to here and I buy at the exact same place I sold, but a few months later down the road after I have a little bit more information, I'm also okay with that. I'm okay with that as well. So I'm not worried in one slight fashion about what the market does. I want to just simply create an area where I am comfortable and flexible and able to move around and do some good stuff. So Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. That's right. So that's kind of my thoughts. And I think you're all relatively cool and calm with that. Again, the Dow is just surging. Everything is surging. So everything is bullish pretty much across the board. So let's go have fun. Let's go see what's out there and let's go review some trades. The trades that I did exit today, we'll review those really quick. The swing trades, these are the profitable swing trades. So I'll just go and look through all these trades really quick. Norwegian Cruise Lines, NCLH, we're still in. I am still in Norwegian, and those are with call options, right? So I'm in that one because it's losing. And I don't want to cut the losers. If we keep going higher, maybe these things pay out. I actually think they're going to pay out because this support has been holding up okay. And if we break out higher, I think we're going to get a nice little pop with implied volatility and stuff. And I think we'll be able to sell them for a profit. So I'm still holding Norwegian. I'm just letting that one do its thing. Progeny, still holding this one, this lame duck. But again, it's a very small position. We're only down on it. I mean, we're relatively break even, so we're really not down that much at all. And but we are down. The weekly chart still doesn't look bad. We missed our target in August by 4 cents. So there you go. And we got our stop loss below some of the weekly moving averages. So we'll find out what happens on Progeny. But that's one of the swing trades that I'm still in. And SIGA, we got stopped out of yesterday. You guys all know that. ONEM, I sold at open. So it does still look really good. And I wish I sold it open and then just rebought at the exact same price, $29.02, but I didn't really think about that. ONEM, could this one go a little bit higher? Absolutely. So One Life Healthcare, and depending on how this thing gaps and how this thing moves, we will see, and we'll kind of play it out accordingly. But did take the small win on ONEM, so we're out of that one. Camping Worldwide, wide. So this is CWH, and CWH, we got a little bit of a bear candle. Again, we're definitely losing on the position, but not horrifically. I don't think we're going to win on it. It is a bearish trade, but we'll most likely lower the stop Tuesday of next week, probably into this gap, and then just be relatively slightly conservative, because if it goes lower, that's fine. And if we get stopped out on it, that's also fine. No big deal. But I'm just kind of playing it out and just seeing what happens and kind of going from there. So Camping Worldwide, we'll give that one some time. Not really stressed out either way. We did close Pin Duo, which is ticker symbol PDD. So we closed this one at open. Again, small gain. Definitely wasn't bank robbing worthy, but we didn't lose on it. And I could have set that trade up again and got refilled. But I'm okay to wait on that one. So we'll see what happens on Pinduoduo. Out of that one for now. Taking the gain, and we can come back to it later. Let's see. All right, Snapchat. So we had Snapchat from the weekly options newsletter. I exited Snapchat right at the end of the day. It is probably not going to be a bad thing to hold until tomorrow. If you did hold, that's absolutely fine. Took about 0.8 Rs on it. So sold it at around $1.70 right at the close. Figured just take that extra 0.9 Rs and just stack the win. So I'm up 1.4 Rs on the short-term accounts, cash flowing accounts, swing trades, day trades for September. 1.4 Rs. I'm out of Snapchat. I will keep an eye on Snapchat tomorrow as well, just in case for those who are still in it and want to keep holding. It doesn't look bad at all. It really doesn't. But hey, at least we got a small win there on Snapchat. That's pretty nifty. And Kroger, I did not get a chance to play Ricky Cadden's Kroger weekly options newsletter setup, but it worked out brilliantly. So pretty much in and out within 2 days. If you did play Kroger, I don't know if you hit your target, but you probably should have or got really close to it. And that was obviously a nice little spot. So you get in and get out in 1 or 2 days as well. So Kroger had a really, really great move. Good job, Ricky, for playing Kroger profitable. And then the one that we have set up. So if we come over here, this is the only trade open. I think he's going to cancel Micron. But the only trade open is Beyond Meat. So BYND, I'm going to leave it open. Don't know if it's going to trigger, but I actually do like the day of selling. It's just kind of hanging out, doing its thing, trading sideways, but I do like it. I'm kind of a fan, and I'll leave it open for right now. If it triggers, fine. If we break below the stop and cancel it, fine. This is one that I probably will do some more bull put spreads on, just as a reminder. 2 or 3 days from now, as this kind of gap potentially fills, we trade back down to here. I'll look for some 100, 105 October spreads, just to have some risk exposure on Beyond Meat in a non-directional way. All right, so here we go. First Solar. So First Solar looks really interesting. This stock is not at an all-time high and is working on breaking out an accumulation phase. This is probably one that you should keep on your list for a while. First Solar could rampage out of this and move really, really nicely. So we need to be really cognizant of First Solar. It's not overbought. It's not really tracking the market. It's kind of done its own thing for a while. So we should really start paying pretty close attention to this particular trade and watch it every 2 or 3 days at least. Buy some pullback, see if we can snag some breakout, see if First Solar starts to pop. But First Solar, I'll put that on my list for Thursday, and we'll keep an eye on it every single day, but I'm liking it. Edward says, would some leaps work on First Solar? Yeah, we could do some leaps. I would most likely get into a debit spread on this one up front rather than just getting into a directional call. Just since it is at a resistance, I'd want to probably do like an 85-100 debit spread for 2022 sometime time frame. So if we do go lower, I just buy back that call, and then hopefully we bounce, right? And then sell another one or something. But just as a little bit of a hedge. And of course, if it just keeps going up, we're fine. But yeah, leaps can easily work on First Solar, for sure. But again, a lot of my trades right now, I'll get into some debit spreads because I do expect, the market to get some sort of selling at some point one day, maybe. And that selling, right, that debit spread will help offset a little bit the cost of the buying of the call. All right, NEO, ticker symbol NIO. So NEO still looks very, very strong. It really does. I mean, this is a very nice candle. The trend looks pretty. It's at a resistance, granted, right? We are at a little bit of a resistance, but if we take out this candle's high, again, I don't know why we wouldn't just continue up. Really nice white candle gapping up, beautiful retest. I mean, perfect gap down bear fade right here on August 31st. Gap down bear fade, bounced. Now we're kind of chopping around and doing its thing, hanging out. And here's the weekly chart. So NEO is looking good. I know it's also high. I get it. I would like a pullback, but we did get a consolidation here. And once we took out this bear candle, I mean, that was definitely a bullish signal. Although I didn't get filled, I wanted to get in at 1540 on a pullback. So Neo, keep watching it. If it consolidates longer and breaks out, let's go long. AUY, Yamaha Gold. Not really Yamaha, but Mohammed says, is moving on very, very high volume. Does that make it slower? Neo? No, not necessarily. Neo is just a very liquid stock. It's very popular. People really, really love it. They love talking about it. So it does have a lot of volume, but I don't think that makes it slower by any means. I mean, it's been moving pretty volatile recently, I think, personally. So it's just slowing down. I mean, stocks, you had this consolidation period, this obvious wave 4. So this is some kind of wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. So A, B, C type of correction, and then we can go a little bit higher. But yeah, Neo looks pretty okay. AUY, relatively decent gold trends. I really do love this breakout up here. So the breakout on Yamaha for whoever requested this one. I don't have any position. I don't have any position in anything. That's kind of fun to say. Really nice resistance around the $6, aka 592-ish range. So if you're playing Yamaha Gold, that's most likely where you're going to be picking up some positions. What I definitely can say is any shares that I'm buying, and I really like Angela's method, I'll be doing a lot of short-term, just really fast call purchases in and out, buying on dips. But the bigger picture for me is if you are buying some shares up here at these levels, just do so very small size. Just really tiny size, have some, because yes, the market can continue higher. When things get like bubblicious, we can really, really go up, and it's just hard to really figure out when to sell it. But, just stack that wood as much as you can, I guess. So anyway, Yamaha Gold, slow pickup, bullish trend at a really, really good pivot point. I'm not bearish on gold, so I wouldn't be bearish on AUY. OSH, this one worked out nice. Some people got filled on OSH, Oak Street Health. I think 3 or 4 traders got in on this one. And that one worked out really nice on this gap up. So congrats if you got a chance to play it. And that was good. So congratulations. Yeah, Oak Street Health. This was a fun little swing if you did get a chance to get filled. And if you did rock that one out, overall, well done, solid work, awesome sauce. If you're still in it, feel free to stay in it if you want to. Brent sold at 1.5 Rs. Nicely done, Brent. That's what I'm talking about. And the cool part is we can just get back in if we need to on a pullback. So OSH, I'll put down the list for Friday. And we'll look at it on Friday and see if we want to buy that dip. But in general, I like it. Okay, Chevron, CVX. Wow. Look at the weakness on Chevron. Oh my goodness. Jay says, is AUI a small cap? I'd call it a mid cap. Oh, wow. Look at this great hammer. Phenomenal hammer. Good fade, but you know what? I'd actually just play that again based on that level. Whoever bought there on that hammer is going to try to play it again. And obviously Chevron and a lot of energies are relatively on the weak side. And that would probably take a few days to really pan out profitably, I think. I say a few days, maybe even longer than that. If that still looks good tomorrow, I'll make that official. The reason I'm waiting is because I haven't been planning that one, so I have to put on my radar and wait 18 hours before I can set that trade up. But I like Chevron and looks pretty good. All right, let me bring out my stock list so you guys can see it. Okay, next on the list is DDOG, DDOG. Data and the dog. I like it. I like the fact that it held up pretty well through the selling. We have filled this gap. Even though we have not closed with the gap, we have filled it. So that's showing a little bit of strength for the bulls. And I bet you on this one, man, I would not be surprised if we have another bullish day tomorrow. But I would love to see this. Boop-boo! Quick little flash lower. Everyone shorts it, and then it bounces. That'd be really cool. That's what I would like to wait for on Datadog. That's probably what I'm going to wait for. Just some type of flash lower into like 77.50, then I'll sell a put or do a bull put spread, maybe buy a call option, maybe buy 20 or 30 shares, just to start tiptoeing in on this one. Again, it was a really fun trade at one point, and I like the consolidation effect that it's having right now. So Datadog could be kind of cool at one time or another. LYFT, LYFT. You ever seen a piece of moldy bread floating down the creek with a bunch of ants on it? It's kind of how this chart looks. It's not amazing. So LYFT can't get any love. The good old moldy bread in a creek chart pattern. So let's keep giving LYFT some time. I don't have any position in LYFT. I don't have any position in anything, realistically. So we'll keep waiting on LYFT. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. SBI, Western Intermediate Municipal Fund. That's cool. Doesn't look bad. If I were playing this one, I would just buy a limit buy on a pullback. That does appear to be a breakout. So if you're looking at playing SBI, looks like it's a general market fund. It is definitely choppy. Really choppy. So in and out quick on SBI if you are playing that one. VSTO, Vista Outdoors. So Vista Outdoors, we have liked this one. Well, I think we do like it. I'm kind of waiting on a pullback on this one. I love the fact that it's at the monthly 50, and this is a brand new month. So this would be really, really cool if we could just trade sideways and hang out here for a few weeks. So what I'll do is I'll put Vista Outdoors on another list for the future. For the future. Remember, the market is closed on Monday. I will not be here. We will be rocking it out in Nashville, Tennessee. Okay, that's Vista Outdoors. Waiting on it. Don't see anything that I love. BGFV. What is this doing? BGFV. Big Five Sporting Goods Company. I need some ammo. Weekly chart. So it kind of looks like Vista. Yeah. There's a lot of resistance in the way on a lot of different time frames. I don't despise that hammer that came in today, though. The main reason I don't think I'm going to play this one is mainly because of that weekly 200. It's just right in the way. So I'll give that a little bit of time. Pam says the Canadian market's also closed on Monday. Is it really? Huh. Nice. So everyone have yourself a nice weekend. Enjoy your time off. Get some relaxing in. Yeah. I like it. PPSI. What is this one? PPSI. Pioneer Power Solutions. Pioneer Power. Looks like it needs a pioneer to help drive the stock price up. You had a lot of volume last week, and then that was it. That was all you got. Only way I could possibly fathom playing this one, no idea what it does, is I would play this one as a absolute zero. So it's $1.46. Buy it here. Put your stop at 0, and that's how many shares you can buy. Do that risk. You know, if you want to risk $2,000, take $2,000 divided by $1.46. Boom, buy those shares, and then start the prayers. Good old stock market prayers. All right, Tesla. Whoo, here we go. Let's go through what Newsom's going to do. So number one, Tesla got some limit buys at the magical number 420.69. If you guys know anything about Tesla, you know why that's an important number. So it got some limit buys at 420.69. This is a obvious, very nice uptrending company. I told everyone that I could possibly tell that would listen that it would sell off after the split. And it was just such a remarkable, remarkable place to exit. just to lock in your gains, right? Buy low, sell high. I mean, this is it. This is the pullback. This is the moment. So the big question is, will we do one of these guys, and these guys? It's possible. I can't remember if I posted my Tesla Mr. Squiggles. Let me see if I did. I think I did, but let's go find out. Let's go find out. I just don't remember if I posted that recent one. No, I didn't. Okay. So I didn't post the post-split one, but feel free to go back. It's not too far off. So 420.69 is going to be one limit buy. And that was just right in this little retest gap right here at 408 and some change. That one's nice. Obviously, I will buy a lot more here. And when I'm buying these shares, my plan, this is 358.13, all fib numbers. And the plan is I will sell some puts. I will buy some shares. A lot of people have put sales for December at 100. And a lot of people have some put sales at 280 for October. October is next month, if I'm not mistaken. So you might want to check that for me. Those have got $11 for those options. $11. So I'm selling puts, a lot of them. And if I get put shares down there at 280, rinse and repeat, buy low, sell high. I'm looking for Tesla to chop around for a little bit. And I will say what I've been saying for a few times on Tesla. Very, very, very similar statement that I made on that day right there. If Tesla closes above the high of this candle, it will be absolutely miraculously bullish and do whatever you want to be in long. This is a pullback on Tesla. And I know you're like, it has to pull back farther. This is really all it needs. This is it. So it can go higher after this candle. Will it? I don't know. We'll see. But those are the two prices that I'll put some limit buys in for some shares. I got loads of put sales at 280 and 100, October and December, and we'll see what happens. Edward says, did you get filled today? 420.69, 420.69, and the put sales. Yep. Yep. So we'll see what happens. Rinse and repeat. So I legging in to Tesla, very small size with the shares, but I sold all of it at open. Killer trade. Killer, killer, killer. All right, Tesla. Facebook is next. And Facebook still strong. This one's just been leading the market. It looks like it's going to keep going. Again, any kind of trade that I'm playing most likely will be out of the money debit spreads just to control my risk. Absolute zero. So if we get something like this, it's like, oh no, then yeah, you lose an R or some change, but it's not absolutely outrageously terrible. Bam says I did the 280 for $12 on Tesla. Nice. So Pam, are you willing to buy 100 shares at 280 on Tesla? Because I am. So as long as you guys are selling puts, make sure you're okay to buy 100 shares. You got the financial ability to do so. And I'm ready to rock and roll. It's going to be fun. Facebook, bull trend. Don't be bearish on it, at least not yet. And you'll note that I'm not really buying puts because I'm very, very bad at picking the top with puts. It's just stick with the trend. It's just selling to strength. XPEV. So we did look at this one a time or two. And this is that brand new IPO. Brand new IPO. And here's how I want to play this one. Definitely want to break above here and then retest there. So we'll give it one more day. We'll come back to it tomorrow. But that's what I would really like it to do, is just that kind of like rotation based on the hourly chart. So XPEV, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll see what it does. All right, CLDR, CLDR. CLDR. So realistically, again, this was a fun one. I didn't specifically specify what I was going to do on CLDR to other people because I know that risk was a little bit different than a lot of people are willing for. I simply sold the shares and left the calls naked. Took a little bit of a gamble and then bought some of the calls back on the dip, mostly because the market was just outrageous and I figured it had to pull back some, even if it was a little bit. So long story short, I did play Cloudera a few times and I'm back in with small size and I will be reselling these options probably tomorrow on Cloudera. So just tipping toeing back in. This did have earnings, and let me pop back over here. So let's see, let's check this out really quick. Cloudera. How come I can't go to the right? So it looks like they reported 10 cents a share, which is an increase. Another strong increase. This one, that looks like a powerhouse to me. Let's see if I can get some more information on this. Cloudera sees Q3 total revenue in range of 207 to 210. All right, revenue. Yeah, earnings per share 10 cents. That's great. That's really good. That's another increase. Total revenue in range. Yep. Doesn't look bad. So a lot of beats. Edward says they see more revenue and EPS in Q4 as well. I like it. And the gap on earnings, it is a very small gap. I'm not saying it can't go lower, but this is really kind of in a way best case scenario. If you are getting in shares, cool. If you want to get back in shares, cool. I am. So this is one that I will get back into and kind of load back into tomorrow. And again, kind of sell some more covered calls on it. My plan is just what you see on the screen. Tomorrow, I'll probably get back into about 2,800 shares or so on Cloudera on the dip, sell some covered calls, and buy some more if we pull back down to 1184 or something. These puts are pretty much just going to slowly evaporate. And I get it that we could gap down. I think we could do one of these guys, hang out, and then continue higher. That's probably, hopefully, worst case scenario from here. Monthly chart, right? You got the double bottom. You have moved a little bit higher. And again, here's what the weekly looks good. Let me go look at the Bollinger Bands really quick on the weekly chart. Bollinger Bands, yeah, trying to get back into the top band. The daily Bollinger Bands look really, really clean. I like this chart. So it's good. So that's kind of my plan. I will be getting back in tomorrow on Cloudera, 2,800 shares, reselling these covered calls, just as you see on the screen. And I like this increase on earnings. So let's see what we get. Sound good? All right. Spotify. SPOT sold Spotify at open. Nice win. Nice win. It was not a bad win. It wasn't anything like gratuitously insane, but it definitely wasn't a loss. Edward says incredible win in my opinion. I loved it. Yeah, it was not bad at all. It was not. I mean, we almost doubled that option. So it was almost a double. So pretty cool. Sold it right at the open. Great implied volatility capture. Really nice snag. So I plan on doing that again on Spotify. Rinse and repeat. If Spotify breaks out of this candle, I will buy leaps again with a close above today's high. 300 January 2022. Same ones. If it worked once, do it again, right? And if we come back down to here, which let's be honest, is 2020, so that's never going to happen. Rebuy Jan 2022, 300 calls, leaps. So I'll buy low that support and I'll buy if it breaks out. Terry says Edward was bagging them R's. Yeah, Edward snagged and bagged an R or two. So again, man, thanks for working with me as a coaching student, Edward and Terry, both of you gentlemen, for the last few months. I really appreciate it, guys. I love working with you guys. I hope it helped over the last few months to really get set up and have an understanding of what I look for and why I look for it. But yeah, nice looking move and looks good. All right, here's LLY. Eli Lilly. Huh. A stock that's not at an all-time high? What's going on? That's weird. Man, the stock's not going straight up. Well, I don't have any position on Eli. Well, I don't have any position on anything. Eli Lilly. Yeah, you know, it doesn't look bad for a bull put spread, can it? Let me go look at this position. Eli Lilly. Let me go check out October. What do we got? 132.50. Oh, wow. We could get some money at one, maybe, depending on the fill, 130, 125. That's worth trying. Look at premium tomorrow for 130, 135, or sorry, 125 October bull put spread. Because right now, I mean, post market, 130, 125, we could sell it at maybe 60 cents, which would really not be bad at all. You can maybe even do the 135, 130. It's worth keeping an eye on. I like it. I like the 200. I like the support. It's got a lot of good levels there, a lot of check marks. Right around the 100 on a weekly. I dig that. Below the 50. Yeah. It's a strong possibility. Okay. Eli Lilly got it. FCX. So Freeport McMoran. FCX. Wow. This thing is running. Man, this thing is coming back. Took forever and a day, but it is coming back. Look at this monthly chart. Unbelievable. Just straight up. I mean, could it trade all the way back up into here before actually pausing? Absolutely. I don't have any position on FCX. Mark says, how? I don't know, man. I don't know. But again, if you're playing stuff, folks, I'm going to be playing a lot of options, relatively shorter term, because we are really high. So just in and out, take your gains. Don't hold anything for super long, 2-3 days at the max. If you see some gains, take them, and then look to just buy some pullbacks, some bigger pullbacks. So what I will say on this particular market is if you think, oh, this is the pullback, it's not. Go a little bit lower. Kind of like on Tesla today, because we're so high that when we actually get some selling, it's going to be a little bit on the steeper side. So don't have super concern, like, oh yeah, it's going to pull back 1%. No, it'll pull back a little bit farther than that. So yeah, FCX gap up tomorrow could easily continue. Trend looks strong, ironically enough. Do I have Apple on this list? I'll talk about it after I talk about Pinterest. All right, that's FCX. Wix. I love this lower shadow, and I'm going to rebuy some $400 calls if we take out the high of Wix. That's pretty much it. I'll just get back in. I will probably buy 3 of them. 400 January 2022 calls. Yeah, that's just me personally. It'll be an absolute 0 because that's, I love Wix. I love that hammer. And that's kind of my plan is I'll just, if we break out of that, I'll just buy some more again. So as of right now, Wix, I mean, that was a huge win. Massive. Dollar cost average on Wix, 83.47. And had some leaps and some shares. It was epic. Really nice win on Wix. I love the trend, love the chart, and I still think that Wix can go higher. I like the hammer. So that's just my plan. And yeah. So that'll be it. That's my plan on Wix. I'll snag 3 if we break above the high. They'll be absolute 0 because I have a year and a half to wait on them, and I'll give them a month or 2, maybe 3, see if I need to add or sell some options against it or something like that. Edward says, I had a nice win on 2 calls. You should have. Yep, you should have. So, because again, most of us on Wix, we're getting in on these pullbacks after earnings somewhere around here because earnings were great. At least I thought they were good. So anyway, nice looking trend. We'll see what happens on Wix. Okay, Pinterest also sold all Pinterest today as well. I do have these put sales. Not a lot of risk down there. I said not a lot of risk, just not a lot of exposure. I can easily get back into Pinterest again. Give me like 2 or 3 days, a week. Let me just kind of find out what Pinterest would like to do. If it closes above this candle, I'll probably just get back into some calls and maybe get into 5 call options and see if we can retest. Terry says, who can do a class on Saturday on TrendSpider, same as Jason did for TradingView? Would love to see us hold one, please. I can throw that out there. I can't remember, Terry, if you're coming to the retreat, but TrendSpider is doing a presentation during the retreat. They're one of our sponsors. I'll try to see if I can record that presentation, maybe send it out to you guys, but yeah, man, we can try to figure it out, see if I can make that happen. But anyway, Pinterest, I love the gap, love the trend, love everything about it, love the company. Social media is breaking out. This is working on breaking out. So I am planning on getting back into Pinterest, but that was a windfall to say the least. And I do still have this put sale for November. There are actually still a lot of premium down there, ironically enough. So I'm just going to hold that put sale. I think I only have 3 contracts for that. So not a lot. And we'll see it. Tracy said, it's too bad you couldn't stream the retreat for those that can't go. It's intentional. I could do it. It's just not, it's honestly more of a headache than you could possibly imagine. I've done streaming events on other events before, and it is just truly a remarkable hassle. My stress level would be through the roof, and so I just made that call to not do it. Yeah. So, you know, all good. We will have other ones, I promise. We'll have others, and every retreat will be amazing. They're all really, really good. So more are coming. And maybe as soon as this whole Corona stuff dies down, we can do an RLT cruise. I'm just pumped in general. I am stoked. All right, so Pinterest. Anyway, that's my plan. Apple, whoo! I do feel good about selling Apple. Look at that. So Apple, and that you could have sold and just rebought 15 minutes later. You know, and saved yourself a decent amount of money. My personal plan on Apple. So this one was one of my loaded boats, and I think I'm going to short-term swing trade it. It's fine when I get the opportunity, but for actual full-on like big positions, I'm going to wait for something like this. So my level to snag and bag a larger position on Apple is 118.69. Again, like if you're doing a smaller time frame, remember folks, you can literally swing trade on any time frame. So it doesn't matter, but this was the most obvious selling day in the world, at least at open on a lot of these stocks. So, you know, selling it and then just doing some dip buying is absolutely fine. Can we go higher? Yes, but I will not take the breakout of Apple personally. I won't buy calls on Apple. I will just take a retest or something. I won't get in with shares. Let me rephrase. I won't take the breakout of this with shares. It'll just be a little too high for me. Short-term swing trades, day trades, all that is fine. That candle, it's a little ominous. I'm just going to give it some time. So again, just be patient, folks. If you just have to be a lot in cash and not do a lot of trading and just do some really, really quick trades, that's also okay. NVTA looks really good. Every time we looked at it, looks great. I love it. I don't have a position in this one, but double bottom, retest, daily chart, weekly chart, monthly chart, all looks great. I love this weekly close. If you can close above here on the weekly chart, that's best case scenario. Mike says, was buying calls on the dip today a mistake? No, sir. Nope. All right. So next on the list is eBay, EBAY. And eBay did pull into a little bit of a support today. On the weekly chart, daily chart looks good. It's a nice support on eBay. Yep, it's a nice support. So, you know, buy low, sell high. Really nice little one white soldier candle. If it broke higher than this, I would assume it would go a little bit higher. And my perfect world would be buying it at $42 on eBay. That would be perfect world, but is that going to happen? I mean, who knows, but it'll take a while if it does. Burlington stores, aka Burlington Coat Factories. People need coats. Winter is coming up. This is a stock that has been strong and is actually putting in a really, really good pattern. I mean, you got double bottoms, you got higher lows, you got good gaps. It looks really nice. So my thought on Burlington, I mean, earnings are over. It looks good. It does look good. This one probably, I do know how Burlington makes money. I mean, this could be a LEAP candidate. I don't think I've ever played a LEAP on, wow, look at this trend. Yeah, I would just play a LEAP on that. Looks like I don't have to wait that long to start picking up some positions. Burlington, what do we got? January 2022. Ooh, they are not free. There is an ugly spread on these things. Wow. Wow, that is gross. There was absolutely no volume. There was no volume. Oh, that's hilarious. There's no volume on any of the leaps today. Not one contract was bought or sold. All right, I'm gonna wait on Burlington. If you want to buy some shares, you could, but January 2022, there's just no volume at all on any options, which is not the greatest signal in the world. So I'm not saying it can't go higher. I'm saying if you do buy it, just buy it with smaller size and play it accordingly. Workhorse, retested. So do a little bit of a foreshadow, nice little retest. This one looks real clean if it can continue higher tomorrow. A lot of stocks do. And that's the crazy part is we can go higher tomorrow. What would be very, very fascinating, and this makes a lot of sense, we go a little bit higher tomorrow and then we drop down some on Friday. Not just on Workhorse, but just kind of in the broader market in general. So for me, a break above this level could be nice for a swing trade tomorrow or a very fast day trade or a blend of both. And other than that, I mean, it isn't a bullish trend. So play it bullish. Victor says, is CrowdStrike on the list? It is not, but I can put on the list for tomorrow. All right. So let's go look at the next one on the list, HIMX. What time we got? 12 more minutes. HIMX, Hammer Metals Limited. Is that right? Was it HIMX? I bet it's supposed to be this one. HIMX, trading sideways. Yeah, keep waiting that out. It doesn't look that great presently. Doesn't look that amazing. If you are looking at buying this one, maybe around 350, I think is probably most likely the best way to play it. Let it pull back into those averages. Yeah, 350. That'd be the limit buy on HIMX. All right, Oracle, ORCL. Don't have any position in Oracle, but it looks great. This is one of those, if you're wondering like what's propping up the SPY and or NASDAQ, Oracle is one of them. I mean, just powerhouse. Really strong, weekly, monthly, daily, all looks good, breaking out, buy the dip. Oracle looks pretty. That's a pretty looking chart. Don't have any position in that one, but it looks nice. All right, Macy's. Macy's gapped up today on earnings. And it's gapping down a little bit right now. Macy's is riding the struggle bus, ladies and gentlemen. It needs a close above this price, which is $781, before anything to happen. I'll put down the list for next week, but I mean, unless Macy's can close above, there's other stocks to play that are bullish, kind of like Rackspace. Rackspace would be better play than Macy's, I think. And this one probably one that you would just look to buy this pullback. This is a nice trend, not a very old, well, not a very old IPO. Rackspace has been around for a while. Pretty fun looking play. And this is a cool one that you could do some covered calls on if you want a cheaper stock that's relatively newer, that hasn't that has some decent fundamentals. Rackspace could be one of those. So let's look for some kind of pullback. Definitely keep eyes on Rackspace. That one could be one for newer swing traders to keep your eyes on to see how and if you want to play it, because it does look kind of nice. Farfetch Limited, FTCH. Nice trend. Nice hammer. Out of resistance. So again, at some point, obviously, could easily break out. Really good resistance around 30. For me, I would like to see something like that on FTCH or something like that. But if you're in it, you're probably peeling off profits or increasing stop. And if it gaps above or breaks above the high of today, short term, really quick, fast in and out bull trade. Yeah, it makes sense. I could dig that. All right, Autodesk, ADSK, buy desks, still a strong swing trading strategy. Autodesk, been around forever. Zendesk and Trading Desk, TTD. Buy desks, that is powerful. Yep, you just want to buy that retest. That was the close. That was the day to get in yesterday, actually. High wave candle, bear inside, and then you close with all that resistance. Strongest close ever was yesterday on Autodesk, closing above all that resistance. It's a nice gap. Look for that trend to continue. If you're in long, stay in long. If you're not in long, look to buy a pullback, but that one looks beautiful. Autodesk, slow grind to the upside. BILI, BILI, made a new all-time high today, and probably got a chance to sell. If you're looking at playing BILI bullish, there is a nice little hammer here, and that was a nice high wave gap down off of volume. I'd like to get into about 46.08. 46.08 could be really cool. Buy the pullback, get in on a dip, snag a trend of some kind, be more bullish than bearish. I like it. CLIX, ProShares long online short stores ETF. I have no idea what that is. Online short stores. So they just invest in overstock probably? Huh. Yeah, I have no idea. Interesting ETF. Volume is not amazing. I know it sounds repetitive, but if you're looking at playing it, I guess one would buy the dip. AT&T, ugly, gross, horrifically boring, sideways. If you want to buy it, and then donate it to your grandchildren. Get those 4% dividends every year. It is, I mean, this is still a stock that you can trade with extremely large size and hold on to it until it's profitable. I can respect that strategy. It is out of support around 30. So, you know, if you're buying like 1 million shares, you want to sell it 47 cents higher, make 47 grand, go for it. It's AT&T. You can handle that kind of volume. Otherwise, I don't play AT&T. Ring Central. Phenomenal retest today. So, Bob, just stay in, man. I think you either got calls or buying calls. Either way, either buy them or stay in them. That's the pullback, especially with an inside candle tomorrow. And let it chop around, trade sideways, and then eventually go higher. Ring Central, Bob, looks solid, my friend. VIAV, this is one that we can set up as of today. I really like that hammer candle. It's a beautiful hammer with kind of perfect volume, and we've been waiting on this for a little bit. It's definitely not an all-time high, and here's the weekly chart. So what I'm going to do is just set up the entry at 1357 by 1296. And then depending on how it trades, I like to buy back this open and these high candles over here. So in my opinion, I'm trying to figure out the best way to play this entry because the 20 EMA is right in front of our face. I'm gonna come back to that tomorrow, depending on what it does, and probably do a limit buy just to get in a little bit lower. So I'll come back into that one tomorrow. I won't set it up yet, but it's extremely, extremely close. Just wait like another day or two. RKT, Rocket Man, gapped up today and faded down like a lot of the markets out there did today. The selling didn't happen until the very, very, very late minute of the day. So if you got a chance to play it long, sweet. Otherwise, trend is bullish, and I do really like this gap. It held well today, and I would assume that this is either a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC or some type of weird, really, really weird pattern in here, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, either way, let it rest a little bit. We'll come back and look at it on Tuesday. No, we'll look at it on Friday. RKT. I'll look at that on Friday. Finance Friday, look at a mortgage company. Why not? All right, I'm gonna look at MAXN for my adopted grandmother, Lita Roberts. And this is a solar technology spinoff company. You just have a lot of consolidation right now, really, really choppy. And I'm super happy that you got, those additional shares kind of for nothing at all. So if it goes higher, brilliant. I don't know much about it as far as the company. I haven't done a lot of research on it, but solar is pretty hot right now. And I love this consolidation. So for me, I think we could actually be pretty close to setting this up as a swing trade, honestly. I mean, it looks really nice. Plus, if Lita is in it, you want to be in it, right? So MAXN, we're going to come back tomorrow. And then I got, if you remove the N and add an R, you got MAXR Technology and MAXR. That was it. That was the gap. That was the pullback. I felt that it might be. Strong gap. What a perfect move. So MAXR will be one that I'll be buying some calls on in the next few days, most likely, or some shares. I haven't fully decided yet. Something long on MAXR for sure in the next 3 or 4 days, probably shares. Yeah, looks like a pretty strong breakout because it's not a very expensive stock. So I do like MAXR. So begin planning your positions around what you want to do on that. Maybe a little bit of a retest tomorrow, next 2 or 3 days. Great trend and looks pretty good. Someone says Mongo database is gapping up. Nice. All right, Mongo database. So I did buy some lottos on Mongo database. Talked about that one yesterday. Type in a 2 if you're making a little bit of money on Mongo database with me. Yeah, 5 whole shares. 5. That's right. 5 shares. Just 5. Why 5? Why not? I don't know. Hey, I mean, we're getting paid $125. It's better than a punch in the throat, I feel like. And the crazy part is this is an amazing gap. So guess who's just going to hold those 5 shares? I'm just going to hold them. Not going to sell them. Might even buy another one. Did it spike down to that gap? Probably didn't because I had another limit order to buy some more. Oh, it did spike down, but it didn't go down far enough. I had another order to buy some at 220. This is one of those days where hindsight, you're like, I wish I bought 100,000 shares. But hey, at least we got in 5. And yeah, I'll put on the list for tomorrow. Great gap. And, why not? Just a little bit of a lotto play. So one of those like, hey, let's see if something cool can happen. All right. I got to go faster. COHN, Cohen and Company. Be bullish on the pullback. Looks good. Buy the dip. NYT, New York Times, very, very sideways. If it can close above 44.11, be bullish. Stay in. Trend is bullish. SRNE, Sorrento Therapeutics. I would leave it alone. Wouldn't touch it with the 10-foot pole. Doesn't look like it's doing anything great. RPMX, pretty much the same thing. This is that royalty pharmaceutical company that everyone thought was going to go to $1 million, and so far it has not. So if you're looking at playing royalty pharmacy, that's probably how I would buy it on a breakout down at this level, or just buy some short-term shares and just kind of wait it out. I think I can look that up more on Friday, but it doesn't look like it's doing anything amazing right now. Next on the list, DraftKings. I tried to short DraftKings today and miss it by a few pennies, and that looks like that was an okay thing. DraftKings looks like it's kind of getting bought up a little bit after hours. We're going to want to watch this one because that is a beautiful, beautiful hammer. Beautiful. So watch DraftKings over the next 2 or 3 days. Let's not get caught sleeping on that one. Put that high on your list of watchable trades. We did take a weekly options newsletter trade on it, and it did win. So I kind of like that. 3 left, Walgreens. Looks like Walgreens is sinking. So poor Walgreens. If you're buying it down here, you're buying it out of sympathy because you feel bad for it because no one took it to prom. Buy small shares. Don't do anything too exceptionally exciting on Walgreens or CVS. Those stocks just, they don't look super, super incredible. Not saying they look massively weak. I'm just saying that, yeah, it's not great. All right, Smile Direct, phenomenal gap and go on Smile Direct today. Really kind of sad that I did not see that gap before market open. I would have traded it today, I think, hopefully, maybe. But really nice support resistance here. Nice little upper shadow today. Worth watching for a potential breakout because that's really, really, really good volume. Very good volume. So the ironic piece is I can't trade it until at least tomorrow, but that thing could break out and just keep on going. It's a really, really pretty gap. If it does retest, I mean, that's probably viable, but absolutely keep your eyes on Smile Direct. Also on the list for tomorrow and looks really good. All right, folks, that was your list for today. Thanks for being here. It was a wonderful Wednesday. What do you want to look at tomorrow? Go. Comcast, got it. Intel, absolutely. PIN, LEU, AAL. Tomorrow's Transportation Thursday. Happy to look at whatever you guys want. Tesla, work for sure. CrowdStrike, absolutely. Boeing, Delta, FUV. Amy says, thank you. You're so welcome, Amy. My pleasure. Had a really fun day. I will see you all in about 28 minutes for class 3 of the day trading series. I hope you're all enjoying it. I'm going to come with equal energy, and I hope you're ready for that. I'm fired up. You all rock. See you later. And until next time, love life, and trade it. Bye.